What's good, family? It's your boy Demar here. We Talk Hawks TV. Listen, Hawks still in for AD. Hawks pushing back on Zachary Richardson. Let's talk about that. But I already told y'all, didn't I? Roll the intro.
My shit ice cold, Trae Young. And you know I wear my heart on my sleeve. You hitting all the reads. Pack your shit like you finna leave. I go and hide your keys. Put you in position to win. Bless you without a sneeze. Bust you down in all the VVs. Yeah, we was getting cheese. Overplay my part, I can't breathe. I feel the pain in my lungs. I thought we really was one. My heart cold like Trae Young. Overplay my part, I can't breathe. I feel the pain in my lungs. I thought we really was one. My heart cold like Trae Young.
Shit ice cold, Trae Young.
What's good? It's your boy Demar back in the building. We Talk Hawks TV. Y'all know what time it is. I'm back. More news, more updates. Notable. Well, this is from the homeboy, Brad Rowland. Salute to Brad Rowland. Notable from Sam Amick today. Potential AD talks. Hawks. I'm all tripping. Hawks sources push back hard on reports that they be willing to include Zachary Richardson in a deal to get AD. I can't do nothing but laugh, family. Did I not tell y'all this? Have I not told y'all this? Why it made no sense that the Hawks would trade Zachary Richardson for Anthony Davis, considering, will include him in the package for Anthony Davis, considering AD is 33. He's barely playing. He's playing the same amount of games as Porzingis, and you stuck with him for another 2 years at $54 million and a player option at like $60-some million. Does that make any sense? It makes zero sense, family. And I told y'all that. This is not prime Anthony Davis here. If this was a prime Anthony Davis, then I can see you giving up that type of asset. This is an aging superstar. Aging star, whatever you want to categorize him, put whatever you want to put on him. He's aging. He's not the same, bro. You just seen him come out on the Christmas Day game and get injured just walking. And y'all really, and some people really thought, some Hawk fans included, right, that the Hawks would do that. Our Mad fans really thought we would include the number 1 overall pick after 1 year. What did I tell y'all in the other video? That report that said the Hawks was frustrated with Zachary Richardson's development, there's no way the Hawks would say that. There's no way. I forgot who reported it. There's no way an executive in the Hawks organization will come out and say that. After 1 year with a limited role, in his first year, he was on minutes restriction. You know why? Because that make the Hawks look bad. If how you upset with a player's development, he been in the league 1 year. You're in charge of his development, Hawks. Am I right or wrong? Stop me when I'm lying, because you know I'm correct. That's why that stuff, it never made sense to me. Why would the Hawks come out and basically tell on themselves and say, hey, we don't know what we're doing. We don't know how to develop talent, especially a number 1 overall pick. We don't know what we're doing. We upset he ain't coming along. That's how you know who really watch Hawks games and who doesn't. That's how you know who follow the Atlanta Hawks and who doesn't. Because if you follow the Atlanta Hawks like I do, and the people who be on this We Talk Hawks panel and in the chat, we know that didn't make sense from jump. Ain't no way. Ain't no way the Hawks will come out and say they disappointed after 1 season, and we put them on minutes restriction. We did it. We taking them out the games. We only playing them 20 minutes. Once again, family, like I've been telling y'all, I was going to do a separate AD video. I might do one later, but I'm going to tap on this AD. Listen, no, there is no market for this guy. How many times am I going to keep saying it? Even if they did get off AD, they're going to get pennies on the dollar. And I'm going to keep it a buck. If I'm a team, if I'm the Hawks and Dallas came to me, talk about it, they trying to move AD, you're going to have to give me some picks. I'm going to need a first-round pick to take on that money. Because that's what it really is. The Mavericks don't want to pay him that money that they owe him for the next 2 years because they don't believe he's going to be healthy enough to be worth that contract. And that's what I was trying to explain to Hawks fans. See, some of y'all Hawks fans out there, you're getting too caught up in the name recognition. You're not trading for prime Anthony Davis. You're not trading for AD from the Pelicans. You're trading for AD right now. You're trading for AD for the last 3 to 5 years. That's the dude you're getting. The production look good. The games played doesn't. And what do we all say? Shout out my boy Ticket and OG Chauncey. The best ability is availability. What good is your 29 points, 12 rebounds if you're only playing 50 games? And then I don't even know, can I count on you in the playoffs? Does that it makes no sense, family. And I'm trying to tell my Hawks family, stop looking at the names. I believe, this is what I believe. Because first of all, let me say this. When you're reading stuff from NBA insiders, okay? First of all, understand this. That insider, that Haynes, Sam Amick, Russillo, all those dudes, somebody is feeding them information. Okay? So the insiders, they're not lying, right? They're just reporting what they're being told to report. And guess what? They get their information from numerous sources, agents, right? Players, front offices. All these dudes, all these people are pushing a narrative they want put out to the public. Sometimes they do it so they can rile up the fan base. So when you reading stuff from these insiders, read and make sure you comprehend the words, okay? Because they'll say stuff like, the Hawks are leaning towards AD. What the fuck that mean? They either going to get the dude or they not. The Hawks are entertaining. What does that mean? Okay, they're entertaining. What? And also understand this. A good general manager is going to entertain. You're going to listen to offers because somebody may make you an offer you can't refuse. So when a GM is listening to offers, somebody can flip that and say, "Oh, the Hawks are entertaining offers on Trey, entertaining offers on Zachary Richardson, entertaining offers on Jalen Johnson." Right? When in reality, it's teams calling them saying, "Hey, man, hey, what you want for Trey, man? If we could put a deal together, what you looking for?" if we could put a deal together, what you looking for Jalen Johnson? And then they could spin that and say, oh, the Hawks are entertaining offers. Don't believe. Listen, the first thing you do when it comes to trades, especially with the Atlanta Hawks, is the first thing you need to look at the money. It ain't one general manager out there in the NBA who think Anthony Davis contract is a good contract. It's an awful contract. And word is, Clutch Sports wants him to get an extension at 33 years old, averaging about 57 games a year. There's no market for this guy. And once again, I'm going to say it again. Anthony Davis was the centerpiece to the Luka Doncic trade, and the Mavericks want to trade him less than a year after trading the second best player in Mavericks history. That should tell you something. Listen, the only way I would take KP on the Hawks is they're going to have to get a trade exception. I give you Luke Kennard and Porzingis. Boom. That's it. I'm not giving you no pick. I'm not giving you nothing else. Why? Because I don't need AD. If this was prime AD, sure, we'll give you a haul for a guy like that. This ain't prime AD. This old AD. This aging AD. This is injured AD, who's currently injured AD. So no, Anthony Davis to me, if I was the general manager, is a bad contract. And the only way I would take that is if I'm getting off Porzingis and you giving me some picks. Because guess what? Now I'm stuck with this dude for 2 years. And it's pretty much going to limit what I can do. Because when he gonna have that $55 million contract next year, then he's going to opt into the 62. Then he's going to opt into the $62 million the year after that. Now I'm stuck with him. Now you don't have a choice. All that optionality stuff that Honestly be talking about is gone. Zero zilch. You don't have no options. You're going to end up just like the Bucks. How they doing now? Scrambling, trying to please Giannis. But when he leave, they're going to be destroyed. We are in a good position, okay? What I say is right. Excuse me. What I say is right now, go find you a cheap big man. Go find you a cheap big man with size, with length, who can get you some rebounds, who may cost you a couple $1 million. Do not make that type of commitment to Anthony Davis because you will have to commit to this guy for the next 2 years, and then it don't even make sense. I'm going to have AD on the floor with Dyson Daniels and Jalen? Bruh, come on, man. I'm going to have Dyson Daniels in the lane and AD at the three-point line because, man, I'm not even going to get into all that right now. But I told y'all it was nonsense. Okay? Nonsense. Now, I'm not saying that Zachary Richardson will not be traded. What I'm saying is it never made sense to include him in a deal for AD, because if you included him in a deal for AD, in my opinion, the Mavericks win that trade long term. They win that trade long term because they could take him, put him with Cooper Flagg. Now you got two pieces you working with. You developing them at the same time, and they both around the same age. So once again, shout out Brad Rowland with this from Sam Amick. Push back hard. Personally, if I'm honestly, I would come out and say it. Zachary Richardson is not available. I will have an interview. If I'm honestly, my next interview is, we never said he was available. That was some bullshit. You feel me? But it's your boy Damon in here, man. Make sure you comment, like, subscribe to the channel. Real Hawk fans is right here. You feel me? So come tap in, come hang out with us when we do the watch alongs, when we do the post game live show. Hawk fans, you want some real Atlanta Hawk talk? Make sure you swing by here, comment, like, subscribe. That didn't sound right. Comment, like, subscribe. That first part didn't sound right, but come tap in with your boy. If you want to talk some Hawks basketball, it's your boy Damon, and I'm out of here, man. Peace.
I keep that shit on. That shit on, yeah. I keep that shit on. That shit on. Yeah. The telephone rats put a drip on me. Keep that shit on. Blowing on the Zion, sipping lean. I keep that shit on. Bad bitches recognize me. I keep this shit on. I keep that shit on.